So I'm watching Solo, a Star Wars story, and it's going along, and then the ending happened, and then I was like, wait, what? Solo, a Star Wars story stars Alden Ehrenreich, Woody Harrelson, Emilia Clarke, and is directed by Ron Howard. It's been 6 months, maybe a little more. No, 6 months since The Last Jedi. Never has there been a Star Wars movie come out this quick after a previous Star Wars movie. And this is the first time in my life that I was not that excited about a new Star Wars movie. I am a Star Wars fanatic. I really am. I love the original trilogy. I love some parts of the prequel trilogy, especially Episode 3. Rogue One was fantastic. I have my issues with this new trilogy. Having said that, I saw Solo tonight, and let's get into this. First off, guys, let me say, up until the rating, I'm going to do non-spoiler talk. After the rating, we have to talk about that, I guess, third act. Yeah, got to talk about that. But first off, non-spoiler section, quick plot synopsis. This is the story of Han Solo. This is a young Han Solo in his early 20s. At the beginning of the movie, we see him at his home planet of Corellia with Kira, his lady friend, played by Emilia Clarke. And then the beginning of the movie, they get separated. And so his mission is to join these other scoundrels, one of them being Woody Harrelson, and then eventually become a pilot and work his way back to Corellia. But along the way, he gets deep into the underbelly of the galaxy, and we all know that things don't go according to plan. And so, yeah. Now, first, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Alden Ehrenreich, I hope I said his last name right. My biggest concern about this movie was, how do you replace Harrison Ford? The guy is a legend. To me, it's like trying to replace Rambo. You don't cast another actor as Rambo, and even though they're doing that with a Bollywood version right now, I felt the same way about Harrison Ford. I still feel the same way about the character Han Solo. Having said that, Ehrenreich actually does a pretty good job in this movie. The one big concern that I had with this is the one thing that I actually didn't mind in this movie. Everything else around that, I minded. But that was actually pretty decent. So kudos to him for putting forth a pretty decent performance. And really early in the movie, casting away those concerns that I had. I was able to sit back and enjoy the movie, a Han Solo movie, and not be completely pissed off that it wasn't Harrison Ford. So that surprised me. Also, before we get into the cons, I also did like the first encounter with Han Solo and Chewbacca. That might be one of my favorite scenes of the two characters together. How they meet each other, how they become friends. Really well done scene, actually. And there's another thing that I really enjoyed about this, sort of, but that's in the spoiler section, so we'll get to that. Now, let's get into the cons of this movie. I haven't even delved into the other characters of this movie. First off, we got Beckett, played by Woody Harrelson. We have Kira, played by Emilia Clarke, and we have Dryden, played by Paul Bettany. Pretty much all these characters outside of Han Solo were useless to me. I wasn't invested in what was going on with them. I didn't really care. That was my issue. It did feel like this movie was kind of in a rush, especially for the first 2/3. I'm kind of in the middle with Lando Calrissian, played by Donald Glover, who does a good job as the character. But I guess my big problem here is that we have all these Star Wars, what I like to call checkpoints, things that we want to check off along the list of going into Han Solo's backstory, like him first meeting Chewbacca, like him first meeting Lando Calrissian. All this stuff that we know is going to happen. Getting the Millennium Falcon. And all that stuff happens, and so what? We knew it was going to happen, so there's the big thing. There's even a scene in the trailer where they show them on this big train, or it looks like a locomotive. And in the trailer, you see Chewbacca hanging out the side, and he's gonna splat into the side of this mountain. But we know that's not gonna happen. We know he's gonna be fine. So, yeah, all this stuff didn't really matter to me whatsoever. All these characters didn't really matter to me. Dryden, to me, was a worthless villain. especially in the Star Wars grand scheme of things. I mean, you have the greatest villains ever put to film. You know, Darth Vader. Even Kylo Ren is a great villain in my mind. I have problems with the new trilogy, but I still like Kylo Ren. He's a good character. So Dryden really did nothing for me whatsoever. He was just a stereotypical villain, you know, brought nothing new to the table. Nothing that I haven't seen before. So, you know, quick down and dirty, guys. At the end of the day, this movie, because of the last act, because of a really cool Han shot first scene, I'm going to give it a low humdrum. It pretty much met the expectations that I thought it would meet. But now, let's get into the spoiler section of the review, because I have to talk about Darth Maul. One of the last scenes in the movie, we see Kira after she is separated from Han Solo, and then we see this hologram come up. And at first I thought it was Sidious. But then all of a sudden the cloak comes off, and then we see that it's Darth Maul. Played by Ray Park, I think. That looked like it was Ray Park. I'm pretty sure it was. But wow, that was actually pretty damn cool. But I also had problems with it. Like, if this movie is not a hit, are they going to do a spin-off movie? Or is you know, Darth Maul going to be in the sequel to Solo? Would I love to see a Darth Maul movie? Hell yeah, I would love that. We haven't seen Darth Maul in almost 20 years since The Phantom Menace. He is the main reason why that movie is watchable for 10 minutes. Darth Maul is just an awesome character. So hell yes, I would love to see Darth Maul. And while we're talking spoilers, when I talked about Han shot first, the scene with Han and Beckett, and Han just pulls out his gun and shoots him before Beckett even gets a chance to think about it. That is Han Solo. That was awesome. So guys, that's it. Quick down and dirty. My thoughts on the new Solo movie. What are your thoughts on this movie? Where do you place it in the ranking for all the Star Wars movies? Let me know in the comments. If you've seen it, what do you think about a possible Darth Maul spin-off movie, or, you know, Darth Maul showing up in later Star Wars movies? That is something I would welcome. But outside of that, I thought this movie was just fan service. I haven't even used those two words yet, but that's what this really is. It's fan service. Anyway, guys, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day, and on Fridays we do Free For All Fridays. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and may the Force be with you.